All right. Welcome to the Purpose Filled Life podcast. My name is Phil, and we have our friend Terrence with us. Terrence, how you been? It's December 31st. The
I've,
countdown has begun. Um, yeah.
I've
What are
been
you thinking? How you feeling?
I've been good. I want to apologize to all my listeners out there. I know that it's been maybe a week or two before this episode. I've been taking care of some things on my side, but I am back and I'm ready to talk. Really, I just want to take a quick, just 30 minutes, guys, and just go over 2020 as a whole, and
Mhm.
just prepare us in a positive manner for 2021.
Just looking back at this year. I mean, everything from protests, coronavirus, to the economy, unemployment rates going up, um, social distancing, the new guidelines of having to wear masks. What pop? I mean, what was something that stuck out to you the most, and or how this, or just how was this year significant for you?
This year for me was filled with a lot of ups and downs. More, I would say, more downs than ups,
Mm-hmm.
just because a lot of things affected me personally, whereas, others didn't. One of the things that I can remember the most is really just seeing the own state that I live in, uh, go up in flames. That was something that I didn't expect to see. But on a positive note, the unity that I've been seeing, people coming together just kind of to look out for those that may be suffering from something or going through something or lost a loved one. I can definitely say that's been positive. People are taking seriously, or COVID, I should say, and they're putting more efforts in wearing fake face masks and telling others to wear face masks and just protecting themselves. So that's good. One thing that I will remember forever, like I just keep saying, is really just having the opportunity to be back in my brother and my niece's life. That is definitely something this year that I can take away that that was positive. How about you?
There's so much to talk about. Um, I think for me is no remembering what's more important, which is God, my loved ones, family, close friends that I have. I think this year definitely taught me to keep those you love close to you, and that was the biggest. Which I think I feel like a lot of people can also relate. As you've mentioned, you brought up your niece, so that was the biggest marker for me. Another one kind of gets into like having vision and for your life and how important it is to tap into creativity and things that are outside of your daily 9 to 5 work schedule, and to just cast a vision for your life, to be creative. This podcast was born in 2020, so which I'm thankful for that. So
That's
that
cool.
was, yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. I had the opportunity to get in touch with some long lost family members that
Okay.
knew me when I was a child. Um,
Okay.
that have been looking for me for the past 20 years. They found me on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and so we've been trying to catch up to say these past couple of weeks.
Okay.
It's been an interesting journey, I would say.
Okay. Is what? How's that been? Catching up with family members for you? How do you?
Actually, it's been a bit of a headache,
Mhm.
you
Okay.
know, because what happens is that when you get in contact with people that you haven't seen for years, there's a lot of things that you put behind you that kind of resurface.
Mhm.
So it was kind of a growing stepping stone for me because it's like they have questions and their questions are pertaining to things that I just don't deal with anymore. You know what I mean? So it was a growing thing for me. But these people know knew my father before he passed. So it it, it kind of helped me understand, not understand, but really just kind of helped me kind of get to the foundation of who I am and where I come from. And I think that's where a lot of the pain comes from because, like I said, it's just a lot of things that I put behind me, you know. So it's revisiting some of those things that I thought I had closed a chapter on.
I forgot to ask you this. You know, on top of reconnecting with family, how was how's the holidays for you, and in particular, like Christmas?
Christmas was great, actually. To be honest with you, thank you for asking.
Mhm.
Basically, me and my brother we drove to Florida to pick up my niece, and then we drove right back. So I spent 6 hours there and 6 hours driving back. And really, it was just quality time with just me and my brother. You know, with everything that we've been through, and the years, it was good to just have some quality time with him, and it was good for bonding and things like that. That's definitely something that I can say this year that that's a positive note, is that me and his relationship is a lot closer than what it was before, and there's no negativity or anything like that. So I feel like me and him both as men have grown, which is always good. I feel like if the people around you that you hold dear to you are not growing with you, they're kind
Mhm.
of just doing the same thing over and over again, and they're not inspired to be better people, then you have to make a choice to either continue to keep that around or let it go.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that, especially being in the at the beginning of a new decade. We're going into 2021, and for those of us who learn so much about ourselves and where we are now and where we want to go and the vision that we have for our lives, I think to have to have that clarity, to know what your purpose is, where you want to go, you have to wear the restraint of the vision, which means you can't do all the things that everybody else is doing. And that, with that comes discipline and focus. It's not because you don't want to do those things or you don't want to be with those people. It's just simply that you your vision requires you. It's like it forms constraints and limits you to do, because I have a vision, because I'm heading in this direction. I can't go there, or I can't go where everybody else wants to go, which keeps you, on the on ultimately on the plan and purposes that God has for you. So I can definitely agree with that. I was able to spend some time with my brother, which for my Christmas, which was much needed. We just needed to catch up and sit down and have a meal, and that I think that was the best part, more than being able to give gifts this year. Um, that was just the best for me. Just connecting with him, and we're 7 years apart. We're so different in so many ways, and he's working, I'm working, but that was just awesome, just to reconnect.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you actually understand that sometimes it's not about the materialistic things, that it's more about the time that we
Yeah.
have with the people that we care about. And I think as a whole, I think really a lot of people are starting to understand that a lot more, because it's this year has been very rough for a lot of people, no matter what your financial status is or anything like that, you
Mhm.
know. And I think, like I said, people are just coming to terms with understanding that life is short, tomorrow isn't promised. So, you know, the people that you value in your life, it's very, very vital that you spend as much time with them as you can, and make as many memories with them as you can. That way, you know, when it's time for us to go to that next journey in life, that you leave something behind. You leave some type of influence or some type of memory with the ones that you care about.
Yeah, I could definitely resonate with that. Let me, and it brings up a question that I'm thinking about. In earlier episodes, for just to give the audience some context, you shared with us how at a very early age, you lost your dad when you were 4, and later, um, 11 years old, you lost your mom and sister as well. What's what can you say to people, especially during this season, the holiday season? What kind of encouragement to can you give to people who experience loss, and how can they continue to push forward and not get bogged down? Obviously, it's you can't ignore it. I mean, it's a nature of the beast to feel a type of way when you see everybody, your friends, other people celebrating loved ones. What kind of encouragement can you give to some of those listeners?
Well, first off, what I would like to say is that your feelings are valid.
Mm,
It's okay to be angry or upset or sad in any type of way. Your feelings are valid, and you don't have to justify your feelings with anyone or explain your feelings to anyone if you don't feel like it.
right.
Stick within your comfort zone, and find some type of positive outlet.
Hmm.
So, and not for them, for you. You know, find whether it's reading a book or listen to some music or something like that. Find find things about the person that you're missing
Hmm.
that you can remember on, whether it's pictures or, you know, old stories or the type of food that they ate, something that will bring some type of positivity to your mind. Uh, Second, find at least one person that you can talk to every day, that you can vent to your feelings, your questions, your anxieties, your deepest secrets. It's it hurts even more to hold those things inside.
Right.
And while I understand that not everyone may understand how you're feeling, it's important to get those things out. So even if you don't feel comfortable talking to anyone, get a journal and write it down. And just know that whatever happens today, it's your choice to bring it with you tomorrow. Every day is a new day. And your pain, as time continues, your pain will slowly start to go away. There's going to be questions that you may have that it may feel like no one may have the answers to. And that's
Mm.
because you have to create the answers on your own while going through this journey. And foremost, know that God doesn't give us anything that we cannot handle. While going through the storm, it may seem like we cannot handle it and that everything is falling down. But just know that Rome wasn't built overnight. These things take time. And as long as you're willing to give it time to heal, to give you a better understanding of what you've been through or what you may be going through, then there there is light at the end of the tunnel. So as encouragement for any of my listeners that's going through anything right now, whether it's dealing with a loss of a family member or any type of financial issues or health issues or anything like that, just try to stay strong and remember to take a minute and just breathe. I know anxiety is probably high for a lot of people right now, and it just feels like the walls are closing in and that things are getting tighter and tighter and smaller to where you feel like you're in a box. But just take a second, close your eyes, and breathe in and out. And just tell yourself that you will be okay, that it's going to be okay. And I say that because you have to believe it for yourself. Someone can tell you that you're going to be okay all day long, but if you don't believe it, they might as well just not even say it. You have to believe it for yourself. You have to tell yourself that you're going to be okay because you got to push yourself through it. You have to get yourself through the journey. I can't get you through it. Your friends can't get you through it or anything like that. We can talk to you and we can walk you to the water, but you have to be the one that drinks. And I think for me, that was one of the toughest things to understand is that I can't expect someone to make my life better. If I want my life to be better, I have to do it myself because it's my life. You know, no one can fix these things except me. They can give me comfort and they can give me healing, but I can't fix it through anyone else. I have to do it through me. And I think that was one of the toughest things about revisiting my past and just speaking to people that's known me as a child because it let me know that I still have a lot of growing to do. Certain things I thought I was over with came to surface and they still hurt. However, I will say that I am proud of the progress that I have made up to this point, but I still have a lot further to go.
I just want to piggyback off that and say that from my perspective, you being able to be that friend, for you, Terrence, has been just, I think it's amazing because it's helped me in my maturity. It's helped me become a listener. And if I have any advice for somebody who knows somebody who's experienced loss, the best thing you can do is be a great listener and to not don't let you know a missed call, don't let too much time go between missed calls. Don't kind of just you know leave leave that person who is going through a lot of pain. Don't leave them to their own devices, because you may not realize how much of a lifeline you're being for that person. And so I've definitely I th- I'm grateful to just have been available, just to show up and just to provide some support. I know you know there's family, and this tough season has been amongst several things that we I've been able to listen to you and hear your story and get to know more about you. And it's definitely solidified and given our friendship more depth. And so I just want to encourage anybody who needs to hear that. If you have somebody, if you have a friend, you have a family member, you know somebody that is vulnerable in that area, who's experienced loss in their life, just be a good listener and just show up. You won't realize the impact you'll be making for that person. And so Terrence, I'm just glad I was able to just be there. And I want I know that this next year you're going to, you're going to do great things, and you have such an amazing future ahead of you. So just wanted to let you know that.
I thank you, bro. I really appreciate that because through everything, you're one of the people that I have been talking to every single day, and I say that to teach my listeners out there to let them know that it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But you have to be you don't want to be alone in this. You don't want to be alone in this, and you want to make sure that the person that you're choosing to share your moments with when they hurt, that they're going to try and understand what's going on versus just saying something that feels better. You know. Um, so I thank you for that, Phil. Through everything, I know you don't have all the answers, but you always try to at least sympathize with what I'm saying. So that makes a difference. And
Um.
and and
Yeah.
I'm
Go ahead.
sure that the new year for you is going to open up a lot of doors as well. And just know that we're going to be in this together. We got a lot more podcasts to do, and a lot more people to inspire and to help out there.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm genuinely excited just to have this platform, just to, even if we just have one one subscriber, I think that makes a difference. If one person, is impacted in a positive way, I think we've we've done our jobs. And so I'm thankful to be doing this with you, to be, going on this journey with you. And I know, God's got a lot of store for us. And I just want to shift the conversation and just looking ahead. Let's kind of take take the conversation a decade from now and put ourselves in 2030. And what are that can be, which can be a little challenge, but just try your best to put yourself there. And what do you want to accomplish by then? And I'm going to go ahead and just share my thoughts, just to kind of, set the expectations and cast the vision. So some of the things that I want, and just to share vision, is by 2030, I think first and foremost is I want to have a closer relationship with God, deeper relationship with God, because He's the one who's brought me this far. I want to have meaningful relationships, friendships. Um, and I'm not gonna limit myself and, try to cast, every single thing, but just a few things to name. Financial independence is definitely one of them. So I'm just want to, just in terms of cryptocurrencies, I've kind of, been dabbling in a few cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which have had an amazing run this year. And I'm not an expert by any means, but I definitely want to take advantage of these things. And aside from financial independence, I don't know. I think that's what comes to mind for now. Oh, definitely want to move out the parents' house. I love my parents to death, but by 2030, I definitely would like to be having my own place. So, Terrence, what anything pops out to you as far as
Yeah,
vision? Go ahead.
as far as 2030 goes, man, I'm not thinking about anything materialistic or financial. Not to discredit you at all,
Sure,
but
sure.
I've been through enough in life to understand that my life is a lot deeper than anything that finances or materialistic things can fathom. Yes, I do want those things.
Mhm.
Every person does, but that to me is not going to spell freedom. You know, you can have all the money in the world and still be a slave to your own mentality or to your own people that's around you, you know. So really for me, I would like to have freedom. I want to have freedom, not even from a financial standpoint or a materialistic standpoint. I want to be free spiritually and I want to have more peace. These things are most important to me
Mhm.
because when you're alone and when you sleep at night, these are the things that allow you to breathe and to think and to grow. You know, a lot of people they don't understand that. Yeah, it looks good having all the money and having all the glam and glitz,
Mhm.
but when all eyes are on you, do you think for a second that they really care about you, or do you think they care about what you have?
Mhm.
You know, so none of those things matter. None of those things matter to me. If anything, I want to have less materialistic things and more happiness, more spiritual clarity, a better, stronger relationship with God,
Yeah.
and a greater circle of friends that I hold valid that will always be there, not because of what I have, but because of who I am as a person. And one of the biggest things that I would like to do is have a better understanding about who I am as a person. Because right now, just to be honest with you and to my listeners, I'm still figuring it out. And I can admit that. I have no idea what my next move is. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing as far as, employment or anything like that. I'm still figuring it out. Yes, I am employed, but that's not my life plan, you know. And
Mhm.
I would like to discover that and learn more about me and the things that I'm trying to do.
Mhm.
So hopefully that helps our listeners and you understand the angle that I'm coming from. Like I said, for
Mhm.
me, been there, done that when it comes to materialistic things. But when you lose it all the people that were there and all that stuff is gone, and all that you have is yourself. So if your spirit ain't right and if your mind isn't right, your health and everything else is going to fall. You got to make sure that your insides is right before you can even worry about having anything materialistic and all that. Those things, like I
Yeah.
said, those things, it's everybody wants them, and it's nice to have them, but you got to make sure that your brain and that your spirit is right.
Mhm.
Because those things may be actually holding you back from your future.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. And I think 2021, my ultimate goal really is to produce more podcasts, gain more listeners, inspire more people around
Mhm.
the world, and ultimately figure out me. I want to learn more about me and invest more time in me because I am important. and I value myself.
Well said.
But to my listeners out there, I hope y'all have a wonderful 2021. I hope y'all be safe out here for New Year's Eve. Make sure you keep wearing your face mask. Go ahead and if you feel the need to get vaccinated, definitely go ahead and do that. Just take care of yourself. That's really ultimately what I want to wish everyone for 2021. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. Take care of yourself, and then when you're straight, when you're good, then you can worry about the people that are behind you and the people that care about you. But if you're not right, you can't help other people. And it's okay. It's okay. You may have to split off from a lot of people. You may have to, disappear for a little while. But when you come back, you're going to come back as a whole new creation. So definitely, I want to wish everyone that,
Hmm. I'm
if
just
that makes
gonna.
sense.
It does. I'm just gonna add one more thing, and I just was trying to before we started the podcast. I was trying to create a TikTok, and I would and yes, I do have a TikTok. It's kind of low key, but I just like to share like Bible nuggets, Bible listening or Bible reading nuggets. And one thing that's helped me this past year to read the read the word or listen to the word in my case is I have the you can use the Bible app or you can use the Audible app, and in Audible you get your first year you get your first book for free, and you can listen to the 1 year Bible if you're falling asleep, if you're in the car, or wherever you're going, if you're at home, and just let the word wash over you. I just feel like somebody needs to, you know, hear that and allow the, you know, God's word to get in your spirit no matter what you're going through. And so I think that helped me a lot in my walk with Jesus, and I think that's going to help some of our listeners. So with that being said, Terrence, thank you for another episode, and I will, or we will talk to you guys next time.
Absolutely. You can look forward to hearing from us probably in a couple days. We'll do another podcast for y'all next or this coming Saturday. I have the time now, so I look forward to, you know, giving you guys another episode. Until then, stay blessed, stay safe, stay healthy. Happy New Year, and I'll get with y'all in a couple days. Much
All
love,
right.
guys.
Love you guys. See y'all in 2021.